Thank you so much for keeping us company. And if you're just tuning in, this is Y254 News Highlights, and tonight it's all about fashion and lifestyle, and we are asking what would you prefer, or what do you look for to have a colorful event? And I am sure most of you have graced events. You've gone to weddings, you've gone to birthday parties and other events, and I'm sure you saw how that place was. So I don't know what stood out for you, but that's what you'll be getting much later in this program. But with me in studio is my guest, is a deco designer, Shem Misita. We go right into the conversation, or our discussion rather. Now Shem, this is your area. When someone says I need that deco, someone out there may not know what a deco is, or what do we mean by a deco? Is it a short form of something, or what does it mean?
First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to say thank you guys for hosting me tonight. And briefly, maybe I would start by saying who I am. Basically, Shem Misita, as you have mentioned. I'm the director, one of the directors of Flawless Settings. I'm also director of Liberate Agencies, and as well I'm a manager at Kivuli Events as well.
Yes.
Yes. Back to your question, you ask about basically what is event, what is deco rather. Deco, to me, when it comes to my mind, is just transforming a space to become colorful, very appealing, to become colorful more than it is. Yes.
All right. Now we have seen over time now that every event, hata kama ni birthday party, kuna mtu atakwambia, me I need my event to be colorful, I need it to be decorated, I need this kind of flowers, I need this type of a setting. Why has it taken the grounds, like from state to corporate to private? Mbona say tunaongea kuhusu decoration everywhere?
I would say decoration has become part and parcel of our social meetings, let me put it that way. Because you see, if I may not talk about more about the birthdays that we are used to, nowadays even funerals have become more colorful than we used to have it back then. Maybe I was very young, but what we used to have is totally different from what we have today.
And it's unfortunately a sad event, but to make it colorful.
True.
All right. Now, you have a client.
Yes.
The client has told you, I need, okay, my theme color is blue, purple, or maybe say green.
Okay.
Now, the creativity you undergo coming up with the design that you will have, what does it take?
To talk about creativity, basically, I would say for myself, it's a God-given talent. Yes. Sometimes I don't even plan what I'm going to do in the next gig, but in the process, when we are setting up, the ideas just come. Yes. And also, I would say some of the designs, of course, we also get from the internet. Yes.
Which has become part and parcel of every industry. Lazima you ape from someone. We learn from each other.
True.
Now, is there a design uliwahi fanya peke yako, as in ulikaa chini ukasema hii ni yangu, haina mtu mwingine?
Yes, severally. I've done quite some. I wish I had an opportunity to show you them the photos that we've done. There are some that I feel this is it. I've done it today. Yes.
And for how long have you done this?
My story is is quite long and short,
Right.
depending what age you are, because I started back in 2011, beginning of 2011.
The
Yes.
other day.
No, it's quite long, but
Right.
the journey has been progressive,
Right.
and we thank God for we have started to
Yeah.
where I am today.
Yes.
Yes, because I remember back then it wasn't that it wasn't something that I had planned after school. It's what I'll do.
Yes.
It happened that you know how kuhasol. Just a guy called me for an event.
Yeah.
He called me to help cleaning the tents. So you can imagine where I've started and where God has placed me today.
Right.
Yes.
Speaking of which, young people tunakaa nyumbani tunasema igavai tupatie kazi, hakuna jobs, tumesoma. You just said yako it's not about the schools you acquired skills from elsewhere, it was a talent.
Yes.
Now, I'll be asking this towards the end of the program, but now that ulianzisha kitu that it was in you, you put it somewhere, and today you are at point where you doing events, even the States.
Yes.
It's quite an achievement. I must congratulate you on that. But what do you tell the youths?
I would tell the youths that it depends which background you are coming from.
Right.
And mine, I would say, mine is a story to tell. Because you can imagine, I was a mere tent cleaner. I rose to, I got a job afterwards. I was just a casual laborer, and I got employed as a storekeeper, courtesy of Luminous Events, which I worked for a year. Later on, I went to, I got another opportunity at Sensuous Logistics, which for the same, I was also a storekeeper. And afterward, I realized this thing, I can build it on my own, thanks to my dear wife, who has been pushing me. She has been always on my case, and I can't afford not to mention her.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Support from your spouse. That's
Yes.
wonderful. Now, we went out in the streets to find out what people think about decoration, and we were asking them what would they consider to have a colorful event. But before we see what they had to say, I have to ask this question before we get to the challenges and what have you. You go to a client.
Yes.
They tell you, I have a budget of this amount. Can you work on the fixed budget of a client?
My take on your question would be normally, my advice normally to my clients is to work within what you can afford.
Yeah.
Yes, work within your budget. You see, it is not prudent for you to have a budget that you cannot, at the end of the function, you're not able to raise the balance that you owe the service provider.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now, remember, you can join this conversation by sending us your comments or your questions to our SMS line, 22162, beginning with the word news. Again, 22162 is the SMS line to use. And Team Social Media, our Twitter handle is Y254 channel, and the hashtag is Y254 updates. We now see what people had to say on the streets.
Like to attend lots of weddings, birthday parties and concerts, among so many other events. For me, what stands out in an event is, of course, the music, because I am a music lover, so I expect the DJ to be on point, as well as the food. I love food, so the food has got to be good, and drinks as well. We are here in the streets to find out your opinion on this.
For me, an event will stand out for me if there is I love live music a lot. The instruments being performed, and I love that environment where everybody's that good spirit and the music is rolling live, whereby you can feel every instrument. That's what I love in an event. Food, beverages, everything, you know, everything has to be there. Yeah.
First, I think food and drinks must be available. That is something that should be there, necessary for any event. You know, we need to be full. Secondly, I think the music should be very dope, especially for our generation. We are campus students, we love music, and that is the kind of things we enjoy. Plus drinks, we're not minors anymore, so definitely drinks must be there, like 100%. Plus decorations. I think an event organizer should organize an event depending on the kind of ceremony that is being held, right?
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So, like for my birthday party, I would love colors, nice glow-in-the-dark lights.
Me, actually, when I attend an event, I'm a music guy, and I love rumba music. When I attend these rumba concerts, guys like calling us old school, but it's an opportunity for me to see authentic musical instruments. When you attend rumba functions, you'll see a trombone, you'll see a saxophone, you'll see a guitar being played. So those are some of the things that make me travel from Eastlands to Langata just to attend a rumba show or any other show.
I think in an event or stand-up for me, it's good music, dress code for the people who are attending the event, drinks anyway, and food.
First is the location where the event is being located, and secondly, maybe the MC, the music which is there, and maybe the attire. Yeah, that will matter a lot.
Okay, I've attended wedding ceremonies several times. What stands out for me is food stuff, yeah. And mostly our wedding ceremonies, the Muslim weddings, there's an amount of payment that each person attending the wedding is paid. Yeah, that money, food.
There you have it, Hilary. People have different opinions on what stands out for them in events.
Shame. That is what people had to say, someone talking about dressing. And indeed, we go to an event, tunaenda maharusi, tunaenda hizo bashi za aina zote, but when you ask someone, how was that event? They will tell you, oh, food ilikuwa tu sawa, sijui nini nini, tumeshiba, kuna sijui chali alikuwa amevaa, sijui aje, kuna dema alikuwa amevaa nini. So they see what other people have and they forget about decoration. So this tells us the perception people have about this industry. What's your take on this?
Thank you again once again for your question. Me, I normally advise my prospective clients that at the end of that event, what do you take home? Or in 5 years' time, what will you show your friends or your relatives or whoever comes to your place that this event took place? So to some they value good food, but you as the one who the host,
Right.
what do you leave behind with? So I would advise those who are planning their weddings or those who are having maybe a house party, invest more in deco, because imagine in 10 or 15 years to come, what will you show your children or your grandchildren that you had a wedding?
True.
Will the photos that you see, will they be appealing to you, or will you feel bad about them? Yes.
All right, now let's move to challenges.
Yes.
I know when you're dealing with clients, you get to meet all sorts of clients, and like the terms in business, we say a customer is a customer. Whether they are rude or not, they're still your customers. But now, what are some of the challenges you go through, from designing, from finance, maybe transport if need be, and in general?
Challenges are in every sector, and events is not an excuse. So we we, incur several challenges, especially when it comes to the food. We have to plan our weddings. 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 weather patterns.
Right.
Sometimes you plan to do something out of this space, but the weather will not be merciful to you.
Right.
Also, let me talk more about the finances part of it, because you find some of our clients sometimes don't honor their part of the bargain.
Right.
Because you find after the event, because there's some of our policies. Let me talk of our contract policy. We normally charge at when you enter a contract, we take 75% of the entire budget, and then 15% you remit on setup day, and then the 10% we take on the material day. So you find some of the clients don't honor that part.
Yeah.
I don't reasons known to them. Yes,
it's
and also these are the events. Sometimes we incur challenges when we get these serious. Let me put it that way: serious events. In the corporate sector, you find the event is so big, and you have a challenge of cash flow. So it ends up in not so good, having some debts here and there. So when you get the other part, so you don't feel the pay. Money. Yes.
Right. You don't have time to enjoy that. You feel like so it was like you're doing what people would say Red Cross work. Now, speaking of which,
yes,
you've been challenged by finance. This means it will trickle down even to your labors, and knowing what Deco cost, I am sure even the people you go for, they are like, this guy is getting money and he is paying us peanuts. What really happens? Is it true, the perception they have about this work and what it calls for and what it gives in?
I would say perception out there, people don't appreciate, especially I feel people don't appreciate what we do so much. Even some of our service providers, they don't appreciate. Whenever I hear the MC at the end of the event mentioning it was a good event, good food, or maybe one of the family members given the opportunity to appreciate everyone, you find they leave out. The deco part is not mentioned, but not all the events, but a few I've had. Some don't even mention. The deco part was also nice. We thank them for the good job. So it is not so much appreciated. So they look at it not as a profession, but some of us, this is a full-time job that we depend on it fully. Yes.
Now, in few words, is deco work, does it have market? Maybe as we speak, or even in the days to come, do you think it has the market it deserves?
Deco, let me put it this way. This deco industry, or let me put it events industry, it has become a multi-billion industry in this country, leave alone outside this country. And it has a lot of potential. If even our education sector look into it and incorporate events as a course, which I'm sure some of our colleges offer it as a course. Yes, but I would wish if the Ministry of Education can take more attention to this industry, because it has employed so many youths. Yes.
Now, of all the things that you've talked about here, I have someone asking this very funny question. You go to an event as a deco or a service provider. Is it a must that you stay there the whole day and eat their food? Is it part of the deal?
Let me just, we are Africans. You can't be in a place that you don't eat.
Right. Maybe trying to phrase the same question. Maybe they wanted to understand if you have to stay till the end for you to get your things, or you're that kind of a person who will go to an event and don't pressure them until their event is over. Do you have a limit to your time to your services provided?
Events industry is like a 24-hour job, because our time is not limited unless restriction from maybe the venue, the person offering the venue. But our time is never limited, and we normally stay put until the end of the function, just to be sure of everything is in order. Yes.
Now, as we wind up, with all the challenges and what it comes with, why did you choose this kind of a job?
That's a tricky one. My story speaks for itself. It started when I started. That dream started when I started as that tent cleaner. To now, my ambition is still burning. That ambition is still there, and I would want in 2 or 3 years to be the big name in Nairobi, if not in Kenya. To be that guy who can offer services to the low-income earner, to the big fish.
All right. Now, your final words on this. What do you tell the public out there, including the youths who are so reluctant in doing things, the youths who are out there saying, hakuna job, I can't do anything? Because I am sure there's someone seated somewhere and there's something they can do. They may not value it right now, but maybe days to come, they will see the fruits of their talent or what they did. Just like you began small, and today you are a spoken person out here.
My last word or my parting shot will be, as young people, let us not say things. Let us start. There's one guy called Mr. Munesi. He inspires me a lot, as he always say, a go-getter is that person who wakes up and go and get it, rather than sitting and say, oh, the government does not provide, and yet we have not tried anything to say that the government has done nothing. Yes. My advice to the youths is not to just sit, just do something. It might be your talent, it might not be, but just do something. You never know where you'll be in the next few years. Yes.
All right, very well. Thank you so much, Shem Misita. You've heard from him, and you have to do something. You got to do something. And as youths out there, try to do something and make sure whatever you're gonna do, it's something positive. Thank you so much for keeping it Y254 News highlights tonight. He has been my guest, Shem Misita. We were talking about decoration. Thank you so much once again, and have yourselves a good night. My name is Dereva Hilary.